Watersheds in the densely populated Kigezi, Elgon and Rwenzori highlands of Uganda are under threat. Communities here continually engage in severe land degradation in their bid for survival. Uncontrolled exploitation of the forest resources, poor agricultural practices, and above all, climate change are a threat to human existence on the slopes of these mountain ranges.
Now when you come to agriculture and how they reap from agriculture, we cannot say they are getting much more from what they dig, because here land is too small for each household. You find they have cut it to pieces, so land is fragmented and population is increasing. So that is one of the challenges we face here. And again, we lack market.
In those farming systems, we have very many challenges which is facing our people. Challenge number one, the mindset of our people. Because we can have money, we can have extension officers, but when the mind of a person is not set, is not built, everything what we are doing is not cannot be as planned.
The impact of these physical, social and economic challenges has led to increasing erosion, decreasing agricultural production and increasing degradation of the water catchment areas.
Kunka nyo murimo gunagana inkora nkanda hinga kunka ndahinga uko turi kuhinga tubiro tunyine turaturi tuce rero basi atiya ndahitura urahinga amwizishe garagaze hamwiga
ecyaro cyaitu tutahota kumanyango naitwe haliyo omulingo gusokora mu erukuleta amaizi gakakeha
hana utwemereire ni mu mushozi kandi itaka riri kugenda rira twagwa amezi abantu bafurukire hasi mu ruhanga batora higuru so cyamanyisa ngo tiba cyambekaga amashuge binyasi bona bombekira amabati so injura kweragwa esora so itaka ryo nari hwera nkahe mungezi.
Some past interventions to reverse the ongoing erosion and watershed degradation has not been effective. They focused on fast implementation such as tree planting, specific crop trainings, physical practices rather than long-term outcomes and mindset change.
The government intervention has been noticed but has not yielded enough impact because we have continued experiencing reoccurring of landslides.
A number of tree species have disappeared due to the need that people have for them. People have cut down the trees, and most of these hills, if you can see, they are very bare. The water sources are no longer clean in the rivers that are here in the streams, in the wetland, because of the contribution that comes from soil erosion issues.
To change this situation, the Integrated Seed and Sector Development ISSD Uganda, in partnership with Wageningen Environment Research with funding from Embassy of the Kingdom of Netherlands in Kampala, is implementing the CommonGround project.
We focus on small-scale farmers high up in the mountains and steep slopes in 3 regions here in Rwenzori, where we have our headquarters, and we have an office in Kampala covering Kigezi region. And we have a 3rd office in Kampala covering the Elgon region.
The project is aimed at increasing a paradigm shift in the community behavior and livelihood.
Many times, of course, many projects dictate on what farmers should do, but as CommonGround, we want to build on what farmers already know, but we also engage them to plan for the betterment, of course, of their farming practices.
At the inception of the project, the communities to participate are taken through practical and theory knowledge sessions to identify their community development challenges.
Yeah, planning is, of course, an important process. It helps the farmers to own what they have planned for. So as a project, we believe that working with the farmers to plan will help farmers own what they have planned for.
The rainy seasons are characterized by continued soil erosion, landslides, destruction of crop, property and human life, and above all, destruction and silting of the watershed.
When it overrains in this area, people, friends in Butaleja, get floods and are swept their crops. Children cannot go to school because everywhere in the compound you find it is water. In the houses, they can't be there. So if we controlled this environment from this side, our colleagues in Butaleja will also have stable life. They would be able to grow their rice and other crops and stay comfortably.
The other issue is about the pressure put on the Eritrea Forest Central Reserve. Because people have no food at home, they put pressure on Eritrea Forest resources. And now the Eritrea Forest resources has been going, diminishing, especially the bamboo species has almost disappeared.
These farmers are in a very difficult situation. They're also very isolated. They have difficulties getting access to markets, to information and so on.
During the dry season, these hills are bare. There is no vegetation cover. Crops immediately wither. Food shortage becomes rampant, making it hard for the communities to survive.
Mwene kizibe kitwina aha ekyokulya kitwine ekyokulya kabuti mbempinjiro tugusha kare tugusha twena atwiyamu abo kugira nkaguma nintwara kakamanywa ndi kutayo tugusha twentwirimo bihimba mbire mpinjire tinyira munanju manage ibihimba tukahinga nasinjirira kubyakiremwe byatandika kutemba byona byaragarika byawaho genjura yabitwara.
The terrain along the highlands has complicated government's plan to effectively improve the well-being of these communities. The road network is very poor, characterized by landslides, making many roads inaccessible to communities.
People don't want to do anything for themselves. They prefer the government doing almost everything for them. They never used to do what we call community work. If the government has dug the road, that is it. They wait until it is messed again and then they still call the government to again do the same.
The 4-year project is using a participatory integrated planning (PIP) approach to support and co-develop resilient farming systems in the communities.
On this approach, we work with communities or households to develop visions and also aspirations on where they want to be in the future. Let's say about 2 to 3 years. So we work with them to plan, and we engage them in the planning process. They develop, for example, their current situation. They also design their future situation.
The PIP approach empowers communities from the bottom up, starting at household level and creating a solid foundation for development by motivating people and watershed stewards.
At the community level, we focus very much on restoration, and that's because we're on the steep slopes, so we have big problems with erosion. Some of the areas we work in, there's more than 100 tons of soil lost per year, per hectare, which is very high. If that is not reduced significantly, some of these areas, they cannot be farmed in maybe 10 or 20 years. So it's really important that we do something about that.
Strategies which generate changes in mindset, behavior and practice therefore need much more attention, with capacity building reaching all farmers in these highland communities. Government support to such projects is tailored to change mindsets to community well-being and protection of the environment.
So I'm personally happy with this project because it's looking at the issues of climate change. It's looking at the issue of the livelihoods. How can they improve the living standards of the people who are in this area? And that is quite paramount. It is addressing the government concern. When they come, it is no longer that project. It is ours. So we need to own it as part of our activity.
Hopefully, by the end of the 4 years 2022 to 2026, the communities along the highlands will have adopted resilient farming systems, improved market access and above all, committed to the restoration of the watershed.
So my expectation is that the government, they will adopt some of these approaches, methodologies at the lower level to ensure that we get this vision-based planning right from the ground level.
byonna abe naimwe ai bobo bongabwa ai nono ni nyunyuzi mukeje muhoro je ukira byonna abe naimwe